Arsenal finally, it would seem, have a striker. Look, things around Arsenal aren't ideal at the minute, but like I've said in previous videos, there are still reasons to be optimistic. Look, we're going to speak about the Leicester game in this video, but there's also a couple of different other subjects that I definitely wanted to get people's thoughts and opinions on because they are massive talking points within the Arsenal fan base. Before we get into the video though, I just want to ask you one quick favour. If you could, please just hit like on this video. So before I get into this video, I have one simple question that I need people to answer in the comments section. I just want to know who was your man of the match. Look, I think there's probably two selections that I'm seeing people put across their argument for, but let me know who was your man of the match, and I'm going to tell you mine in a couple of minutes' time. Look, what do I think about that game against Leicester? It was one of those games, if I'm being honest, that was kind of just going by, and Arsenal seemed to be, I don't know if they were struggling, but we definitely was struggling to come up with some decent chances. Like, when it got to the 80th minute, it kind of reminded me of like a bit of a Bournemouth game from last season or the season before, where it's like, you just need to hope Arsenal get like a lucky goal to go on to win the game. We just have to grind out this win. Look, the performance wasn't ideal, especially that first half. I'm not even going to speak about it too much because that first half wasn't great from Arsenal. Leicester definitely could have had a couple of goals, but Arsenal managing to get the win. And these are those crucial wins you look back on at the end of the season if you've gone on to do something and think, wow, that was a massive 3 points. And that's exactly what it was against Leicester. Look, we've said in previous videos, this next 5 or 6 weeks is going to be a turbulent period for Arsenal. We're going to have some results where, or games at least, where it's kind of like, oh, Arsenal don't really deserve the win here, or Arsenal aren't playing to their best ability, but you need to just go on and win the 3 points. And this is the way that I'm looking at that Leicester game. There's a couple of moments and points and people and performances that are definitely worth a mention from that game, because there were some key moments where Arsenal could have lost that game, in fact. Like, I want to shout out Mikel Merino, first of all, because it would seem like we might have found our new striker for the next 5 or 6 weeks. Like, I would be shocked if Mikel Merino doesn't start as a striker in the game against West Ham. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you put Mikel Merino up front for the next game? It's very difficult to argue against that, because when you come on with 10 minutes left or whatever it was and score 2 goals, that's a massive signal to everyone that you're able to play that position. Now, I don't want to get carried away with Mikel Merino. It's very important to be balanced and understand that there will be games and there will be period of games where he looks slightly out of place as a striker, and that is because he's not a striker. He's a central midfielder being deployed as a striker. Now, he definitely has attributes and abilities that I think can complement this Arsenal team. The first one was just how strong he is in the air. And we knew this before we bought him. Kind of the main, or one of the main reasons, is he's so combative. He's so good in the air. He was one of the best around the whole of Europe in terms of aerial duels won. And that can definitely be good for an Arsenal team at time who do now like to stick the ball in. We stick in a high ball over the top, or we whip in across. And having Mikel Merino in there to win those aerial duels will massively benefit this Arsenal team. We saw it with that first goal. Great positioning. I mean, obviously, you have to speak about Nwaneri for that first goal, because he was so good. And of course, we're going to speak about Nwaneri, but the way he whips that ball in. And look, let's do it now. Nwaneri was my man of the match. Let me know who yours was in the comments. But Nwaneri is something very, very different. Look, so many of us were excited about Bukayo Saka coming through, about other players coming through. But I am telling you what Nwaneri is doing at his age, and the fact he looks not even just comfortable playing first team Premier League football at 17. Like, he's genuinely one of the best wingers in the league now. Like, he's 17 and he's one of the best wingers in the league. And it's even more proof when you see rival fans, like you see Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, even Tottenham fans, I'm seeing saying this isn't just a good 17-year-old. Like, this is genuinely one of the best wingers in the league already at 17. Arsenal are so lucky to have this player. And of course, they've created their own luck because they've actually created this player. He came through the academy. Like, and just think of, when was it, last season or the season before, when all the top clubs around Europe, you had places like Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Man City, Chelsea, all wanting to sign this player before he signed his new deal with Arsenal. And he decided to stick where his heart lays, and he stayed at Arsenal, signed a new deal. And it's about time now that we start to think like, right, let's tie him down to another 5-year deal or 6-year deal, or do a Chelsea and slap him on a 9-year deal. I am just so grateful that Arsenal have got this player, because he's a great talent, an unbelievable player. At this age, there is no one performing to this level. You obviously get the comparison because of the age profile of Lamine Yamal. But in terms of numbers, Nwaneri's clearly outpacing Lamine Yamal. Now, I'm not trying to put any extra pressure on anyone's shoulders or put a perception out there of a player for people to put more pressure on his shoulders. But I'm just telling you the facts. And the facts are, in terms of numbers, Lamine Yamal and Nwaneri at that age are not comparable in terms of goals per minute. And like, it's just so impressive. But we do need to shout out Lewis Skelly as well, because I think it's easy to get lost in just Nwaneri. But don't forget at 0-0 the role that Nwaneri played in this, when Leicester whipped that ball in and there was someone standing on the back post. If Lewis Skelly didn't get his foot to it, like, that would have been 1-0 to Leicester. Then all of a sudden it's a totally different game. So it's important to acknowledge the contribution of Lewis Skelly in this game. By the time he got pulled off, he was knackered, run himself into the ground. Again, just like, you look at those two players there, and like, they are potentially £100 million players you've got just coming through the academy. Like, they can go on to be whatever they want. They are that good. Like, these are the type of players you look at abroad and think, right, if you want a player like that, you're going to have to spend 80 million. Or in a few years when they're 22, 23, 24 and they're world class, you have to pay over 100 million. That is the level that these two players are capable of reaching. And we've got both of them coming up through the Arsenal Academy and now into the Arsenal first team at the exact same time. What a time to be an Arsenal fan. Obviously, we've got our problems towards the front of the pitch, but like I said, it's 5 or 6 weeks that we're going to have to try and manage. Yes, we wanted new players in January. Yes, we should have done it, but I've had those discussions. We've had those conversations. Right now, my mind frame is, let's just keep doing what we're doing. All we can do is try and be positive with what we've got. Yes, we can moan and be unhappy with previous business and what we didn't do, but this is currently what we have. So let's get behind this team. Let's stick together and let's just see what can happen. You never know what can happen this season. Like, you've seen Liverpool just drop points against Everton. By the time this video gets released, the game's going to be coming up shortly, or the game might have been played by the time you watch this. So Arsenal could be in a very good position. Look, I'm not expecting Wolves to get anything from that game against Liverpool, but you never know in the Premier League. Wolves are still fighting for their lives. They've still got Cunha, who's a player who's linked with Arsenal. So if you want to show how good you are to this Arsenal fan base, to the Arsenal board, and whoever's going to make the decision, Cunha, do it in this game. Go and score 2 past Liverpool and get a result against them, and I'm telling you, your stock will go up. So I'm interested to see what happens in that Arsenal versus Wolves game for sure. But I wanted to give people a shout out, because in the breakdown videos, I said whoever gets the correct score prediction, I will flash up their names on screen now. So here they are. All these people was able to get the correct scoreline. We had so many people, over 100 people guessing the scoreline, and these are the guys with the top football knowledge this week. These are the guys who was able to get the correct scoreline. And also, there was someone else who was able to get the correct scoreline. Let's have a listen. In terms of a score prediction for me, I'm going to go with I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Arsenal. I still think we can score 2 goals. I think so there we go. Right, now we just need to focus on these next games we've got coming up. We've got some massive games. We've got West Ham next. Look, a difficult game. Obviously, the closer it gets to that game, we're going to be doing breakdown videos and in the run-up to that, so make sure you're obviously subscribed. But it's the 3 games after that that will kind of define our season. I know we've had so many defining moments in this season already, but the next 3 games after that, they're so tough. Forest, United, Chelsea, boom, 3 in a row. But until that West Ham game, we've got another week off. So we should be well rested. Look, it's obviously not ideal the fact we got so many injuries, but we've just had a week off. We've just come back from Dubai and we've started with a win. We saw this last time we come back from Dubai. We started very well. I just hope we can continue that same run of form we saw last time after coming back from Dubai. And if we can do that with wins against West Ham, Forest, United, Chelsea, then we are well on our way and we are still in this title race, and things will only improve the longer we can keep pulling out these type of results. Because if you beat West Ham and then you get a result against United, Forest, Chelsea, all of a sudden you're going to have these players start coming back. We got Ben White basically back now. So we just need to keep winning, keep the positivity. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Who was your man of the match? Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. And like I said, before you go, do me a quick favor, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.